What's up, guys? That Really Gross Guy here, and we are here to talk about Warframe and 10 tips for beginners. Now, this list is not going to be a specific list about how to appropriately do a mission or spend your platinum or your credits or farming credits. This is going to be quite literally a watered-down version for beginning players to really get a good grasp of Warframe, take advantage of certain things in Warframe, as well as not get taken advantage of in Warframe. So, without further ado, let's get into it and start at number 1. So my first tip for you guys is kind of a two-parter. For those of you who have not played Warframe whatsoever yet, this tip basically has to do with your starting frame. So you have a choice of 3 frames to start with. You can either choose Excalibur, Mag, or Volt, and each one has different abilities and has a different play style. Now, I believe very much in selecting and playing frames that you are comfortable with and playing a play style for those Warframes that you enjoy, not just something that you think everyone else wants you to use or what's the best build specifically for the specific type of character. So with the first selection, any one of these 3 are a good option. I personally love Excalibur, and I chose Excalibur as my first frame. I personally enjoy his playstyle, and currently there are primed versions of Warframes in the game, which basically are a amplified version of the base Warframe. However, Excalibur is the only Warframe of these 3 that you cannot get a prime variant of. So Excalibur is kind of a pretty good choice because it is still possible to get the prime versions of Mag and Volt fairly easily in the game. But like I said, choose your own frame based on your playstyle and run with it. You're going to have fun no matter which one of these 3 you pick. Okay, so tip number 2. When you start the game, you will be started out with 75 platinum. And platinum is a currency that you can purchase with real money. However, it is not required in the game to pretty much get anything. There is a way to acquire platinum through trades or acquire pretty much any weapon in the game through earning it in one way or another in-game. So I highly suggest using your starting platinum to buy Warframe slots and weapon slots, and maybe a Sentinel slot if you really wanted to, because these are going to require platinum, and in order to make more Warframes, more weapons in-game, you're going to need these slots to increase your inventory capacity. Now, you can, like I said, earn platinum through other means, but short term, it's going to be hard to earn that platinum. So, using your starting platinum would be the most efficient by purchasing these items to allow you to become stronger with new weapons. So for my third tip, it may sound kind of silly to players that are a little experienced in the game, but my third tip is to get a good comprehension and practice the parkour system in the game. The game is based around being this incredibly powerful machine, agile machine ninja cyborg type person man thing. So this parkour system is just, number one, it's really fun to utilize it the way it needs to be utilized. And 2, it makes overcoming a lot of obstacles in the game much easier. It makes you get missions done faster. Just the fluid movements that you can do because of parkour is honestly really important for the game. So for my 4th tip, it's kind of going to be an important step to transition from the very beginning stages, tutorial stages of the game, into kind of a casual gameplay and fulfilling missions from planet to planet. And that tip is to get out of the very first weapons you are given in the game and get into some of the beginning weapons that you can craft. Now these weapons include, and are not limited to, the Breton, the Paris, Kunai, Skana, Bow, Cronus, Furax, Strun, Lex, Burston, Bolter, Gracata, Hind, and the Latron. So, you start out with some Mark weapons, whether it be the Mark Breton, Mark Paris, Mark Bow, Mark... it's the MK1s, the MK1 series of weapons that you are given. Now, it's good to kind of level these up to level 30 at their max level, because that will help you increase your mastery rank, which is basically your profile's ranking system. But you do want to get into something that's going to be a little bit stronger, something that is going to help you move on to slightly more difficult levels in the game. And a lot of these can be purchased with just credits in the market, and probably a majority of these require some kind of resources and credits as well, but these ones are kind of entry-level weapons and are relatively easy to build. So it does sometimes take a little while to build weapons, which is why this is going to lead into my 5th tip, which is join an active clan and play with your friends, or clan members, or whoever. Sometimes you can go in the recruit chat and find people, but it is very important to find an active clan, people that will play often, people that will give you tips, help you out, maybe run some missions with you, help you farm some items. That's really important. Now, also, when you are in a clan, there are specific weapons and warframes and other things that you can get that you can only get when you are in a clan. So, once you get together with people that know what they're doing and people that will run missions with you, you're going to find it much easier to get into the mid-tier levels and get into kind of the heart of Warframe's content. My 6th tip is fairly straightforward, and that is mastery rank tests. Now, mastery rank tests are, like I said previously, the rank that is tied to your player profile. Every time you level up your profile, you are required to take a test in order to rank up to the next level, and all of these tests are able to be practiced in a relay. Now, I highly suggest practicing these tests beforehand until you are pretty much certain you can pass this test without too much of an issue. If you fail the actual test, you will have to wait 24 hours before you can take the test again. However, if you're in the relay and you practice, you can practice it as many times as you want without having to worry. Some of these tests can catch you off guard and are much easier done with very specific setups. So if you have the setup that you need to get into one of these mastery rank tests and you know that beforehand, it will make things much easier for you. Now, I do have a playlist on my channel that I go through all the mastery rank tests that I have done so far, so be sure to check those out as you level up your Warframes. So my 7th tip is also kind of straightforward, and that's basically do not overpay for stuff in the trade chat. Most RPGs and MMOs, when they have some kind of auction house type system or some kind of other way to trade, there will be a lot of people trying to sell stuff for more than what it's worth. Now, it's pretty easy to ask around, maybe even ask another player in another chat if something is worth what someone is asking for it. Or you can also, this is what I do, I go to a website called Warframe.market, and it's basically an online auction house telling you who is selling what for what prices. And if you see someone selling something you want, you can jump on there, see if it is a reasonable price, and if it is, then you just found yourself something worth buying. Also on that site, you can find people's names and message them directly if you are interested in buying something they are selling. So for number 8 is for people interested in platinum, which is the currency you can buy or a currency you can trade for. When it comes to this currency, if you are going to buy this platinum yourself, it is best to wait for a coupon code which you can get during a login reward. And sometimes it is about 20% off, 50% off, or 75% off. Now, I wouldn't buy anything for less than 50% off, just personally. And I usually take advantage of this opportunity, even if it's just a little bit, when you get 75% off, because that is a pretty rare coupon code to get. Also, they do bundles every time a new Prime Warframe comes out, and that will come with possibly weapons, cosmetics, and the Warframe itself, as well as a bunch of platinum. Now, these are relatively expensive. However, with the amount of platinum you get and the weapons, you will actually be pretty much getting this platinum discounted on top of all these other goodies. So if you want to take advantage of that, that is also a good time to get platinum. Alright, so tip number 9 has to do with logins. Now, when it comes to logins, make sure you log in around holidays. There's usually a full weekend or maybe even an entire week dedicated to a holiday, and around those holidays you usually get some sort of cosmetic item, whether it be a color palette to color your Warframes and your other, your weapons and stuff. Also, there may be an event that you can take part in to kind of get a limited time mod or something of that nature. Also, it is incredibly important that you log in around the anniversary for Warframe, which I believe is in March. And this anniversary usually comes with weapons. This last time the anniversary rolled around, there were 3 weapons which come with weapon slots. So even if for some reason you wanted to sell the weapons, you got those free weapon slots that those weapons came with. It also came with a cosmetic item, which was this year a Syandana. So really big deal. Make sure you log in for sure around the anniversary, because that is the one time you do not want to miss logging in. Now for my last tip, it has to do with boosters. And boosters in game will help you either level up faster, gain resources faster, gain credits faster, or gain rare resources much faster. And these boosters can be gotten through logins, so logins are very important, and can occasionally be gotten through other means. Sometimes they're given out, sometimes there is extra resource or affinity weekends which happen. So it is important to log in during those, and sometimes they can occasionally be found in rare crates within the game. But so for this tip, it is definitely take advantage of boosters whenever possible. And with that said, just make sure that for anyone who is not registered for the game and is interested in the game yet, make sure I will have a URL in the description below. If you use this reference URL to sign up for the game, it will help you get a booster for your first 7 days of gameplay, which is a pretty big deal. Helps you get a quick boost to get through the tutorial and the beginner modes, help you level up a little bit, so that you don't spend too much time trying to rank up. So I greatly appreciate it, guys, for you watching and you spending the time checking out the channel. Make sure you subscribe and check out some other Warframe videos, because I do Warframe videos every day, and I also do some tutorial stuff for Warframe. So thank you guys, like I said, very much for watching, and until next time, guys, blow!